Sorry about that. I can't read English anymore. Dr. J.Akeem HUD is a native of Columbus, Georgia. He has a BS degree in political science with a concentration in political behavior, a Master of Social Work degree in family development and planning from Wayne State University, Detroit, Michigan, and a doctorate in developmental psychology from the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor. His doctoral publication was on the influence of developmental studies and sociocultural work on achievement, self-perception, and socioeconomic perception. Additional studies were obtained from the University of Manchester in England, University of West Indies, Jamaica, Haitian Institute in Haiti, the Urban Trade Center for Christian Ministry in Chicago, Illinois, and Harvard University. Dr. HUD holds professional certifications as a clinical social worker in anger management and domestic violence consultant. He is one of the contributors in the development of a curriculum designed to prepare youth and family development professionals in conjunction with the Institute of Human Development and Disabilities in the use of assets in facilitating family preservation and family reunification programs. He is currently directing the Fatherhood Initiative, a male involvement program in conjunction with Enrichment Services Inc. Presently, Dr. HUD developed the anger management and crisis intervention services for the Columbus Juvenile Drug Court. Dr. HUD has taught at Columbus State University, Tuskegee University, Wayne State University, and Wayne County Community College. He is host and executive producer of Visions, a daily talk show which airs on WOKS 1340 AM, one of the longest running talk shows targeting the African American community in the United States. He is also on the board of directors for Columbus Branch Citizen Trust Bank. Dr. HUD is an entrepreneur, researcher, scholar, and consultant of local, state, national, and international for community development initiatives. He chairs the African American Leadership Summit. Dr. HUD is nationally recognized as an expert in diversity, male-female relations, and conflict resolution issues. Please join me in welcoming Dr. HUD.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. First of all, I'd like to say it's been a pleasure to be back this year. I'm not sure whether I'll be invited back after this year, but I've enjoyed the last one, and I've been enjoying it since today as well. You know, one of the things that when I talked to Sister Susan, we talked about was that, you know, as mental health professionals, we have our own issues. And I want to talk today about that very issue, about wholeness and wellness, and what did you really sign up for? So what I'm offering is several things that I'm going to kind of bounce around because I don't want you to get sleepy, so I don't want to be predictable. So I'm going to go north, south, east, and west. But my basic framework is the notion that I want to offer a new paradigm, which is really an ancient paradigm, for emotional wellness. One of the things that I think that unfortunately we have lost over the generations is the art of lovemaking. We've lost our way in terms of who we are. And to start with, I'm going to offer you 3 questions, and I'd like you to raise your hands as to where you stand with these questions. How many of you have seen the poem that talks about the importance of attitude? That, you know, all the things that you can do with ultimately how attitude determines your altitude. Right? Now, I'd like to ask the question, how many of you, given today's world, and given the rulership of today's world, consider yourself to be an optimist? Okay. Reluctant optimist, I guess. How many of you consider yourself to be pessimists? Okay. Well, how many of you consider yourself to be realists? The same people don't raise your hand. You're optimist, then okay. Now, if you want to change your mind, that's fine. Okay, but let me distinguish for you what the difference is. First of all, a pessimist is one who complains about the wind. An optimist expects the wind to change. A realist adjusts their sails. A realist adjusts their sails. But what I believe from my 45 years in this profession is that most of us are pessimists and optimists, but we are not realists. Because I'm going to ask some critical questions today. And those critical questions, I think, hopefully will last you for the remainder of your life. How many of you came into this profession because you saw it as a means for change? How many of you came into this profession because you heard it was a good job? No. Now, there's one thing about it is that there's a concept called cognitive dissonance. Anyone know what cognitive dissonance is? You know what it is.
It's when something is facing you that goes against one of your basic core realities and beliefs, and so you do some mind games to kind of make the world as you'd like to see it.
Okay. And let me say it, the same thing another way. Cognitive dissonance means that you say or think one thing, but you don't do another thing. You say, well, I think I'm going to go over here and get me some refreshments, and then you walk out the door. That's cognitive dissonance. And I'm saying that to a great extent, too many of us have cognitive dissonance. Now, I'm going to draw from early, how many of you have heard of Uncle Remus?
Brer Rabbit and the Briar.
Right, there you go, Brer Rabbit, Brer Fox, signified monkey. Yeah. Well, let me share a little something with you for all you reform-minded people, those who came into this profession because you saw it as an opportunity to make a change for the better. One time there was a big gathering of animals and birds and fowls to talk about everybody behaving better. This might be a gathering of animals and fowls and birds, talking about how people should be better. Instead of talking about doing better, they started to tell what other folks were doing that was bad. Now, Bra Hyena came up and complained about the way Bra Buzzard was carrying on. Seems his complaint was Buzzard was getting all the food first. Then the wildcat complained about the troublesome mice and rats. Eating the pears, he liked to eat mice and rats real good. Then Brother Tiger came up and groaned about the rabbits, saying they were the worst of all. Old Brother Coon, who was trying to conduct the meeting, by the way, he couldn't stand the way people were talking and going on. He called the meeting to order. Friends, Brother Coon said, we all got to do a lot better, or we're going to end up in bad shape. What have you all got to say about reforming ourselves? Then Brother Tiger spoke up. Brother Tiger said, well, I'm for reform, he said, I see Brother Coon stealing corn every night, and it's got to stop. Then Sister Crow and Sister Cow got up, and Sister Cow said, come on with that now. I can reform too, but Tiger, he got the blood of my young one in his mouth, and it got to stop. Brother Elder said, hey. Look here, look who's talking about things which got to stop. Sister Cow, you eat up all the grass, and you don't leave none for the elephant. Brother Wolf chimed in with his song saying, men are going around carrying guns and knives, and they ain't safe to do nothing out here no more. Brother Coon, he called me God again. We got to have less complaints and more reform, he said. Who has got something to suggest? Well, Brother Deer stepped up. He said, right now, all the animals got to stop eating meat. Brother Wolf said, wait a minute now. I go along some things, but that proposition said that's needed for all the animals to stop eating grass. So the chicken, she said, no, what the problem is, we got to kill all them snakes. Then Brother Fox said, no, I rent my cave out to the snakes, so I can't do that. Then he went on to say that everybody was talking about what they want to do and what needs to be done. Then Brother Coon rises up again. He says, now if any of you folks agree with to get rid of something, why don't you get rid of something that you like for yourself first? Who's going to do it first? Who got quiet? Nobody raised their hand. So at last he says, this is sure a sinful world we're living in. Brother Coon said, when everybody just find fault with everybody else, it's time to quit and go back where you come from. You got to begin charity next door, but if you want to reform, you got to begin at home. So what I'm saying today is that this is at home. And what I'm saying is that we need some reform. Unfortunately, our prisons are filling up, our mental health institutions are filling up, our foster care system is filling up, our divorces are increasing, more children are being born out of wedlock to single parents. Young people are killing more and killing each other more. Things are not getting better. Now, part of the reason is, in my estimation, is that we have failed our society. Now, I'm not going to ask you to raise your hand on any of these things, but I'm going to raise some questions here. For example, my position is very simple as this. No mental health professional should be a Democrat nor a Republican. No mental health professional should be a Democrat nor a Republican. All mental health professionals should be independent. What does that mean? That means that we should not take any sides on any partisanship because we are truly the guardian of the wellness of society. So we don't go along with, if the Democrats come up with something good that's good for society, we should be the conscience of society. If the Republicans come up with something good, then we should gather that. But we should be the guardians of society. We should not have a position that's counter to the best interest of the total society. Now, what type of troubles do we have in our society today? What is your purpose? Not as a professional, but what is your purpose as a human being? What is the status of your mental health? What produces good mental health? What are the barriers to mental health? Now, my contention is that too many of us have become caught up in a world of consumerism. What do I mean by that? In other words, consumerism means that we need more money, to get more consumer goods, and there lies our problem. I walk down the streets every day, and people don't speak because they're on their phone. I go to a nightclub, and people sitting in the club whoop each other, but they're on their phones. I know none of you in here doing that. But we're saying, of course, is that I think we've lost our way. We're letting DSM dictate what is supposed to happen for human beings. Now, it might help you get more money, because you get it right for the insurance companies, but are you getting it right for society? Because the bottom line is this: why are we suffering so? I do anger management, domestic violence, and divorces. It's rising. Child abuse on the rise. So what we're saying, of course, is that we must begin to look at something that the ancients told us about. Know thyself. It said, the person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows that and knows that they know not is simple. Teach them. A person who knows not and believes that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. A person who knows and knows that they know, knows not that they know, is asleep. Awaken them. Now, a person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All of these persons reside in each of us. Which one are we going to feed today? Now, one of the problems that we have is that there's something that I term as the Dracula syndrome. How many of us have heard of Dracula before? Okay, a few people heard of Dracula. Now let's talk about Dracula for a moment. What does Dracula do? Okay? Dracula looks for a grave or a casket to get in when the light comes. Right? The light is symbolic of truth, knowledge, and wisdom. So now some of us, when we read a book, or some of us, when we hear something that we don't like, we shut down. We look for a casket or a grave to get into. That's the Dracula mentality. As opposed to the mentality that says, when I hear something that I'm not familiar with, I'm going to open up, I'm going to come awake. But we have too many Draculas. When people come to us, is the DSM dictating what your goals and objectives are for your clients? I hope not. Because there's a philosopher that I'm introducing you to today. How many of you have ever heard of Epicurus? How many of you have read Epicurus? Well, after today, I hope that you read Epicurus. Because Epicurus lived over 2,000 years ago. He believed in a simple philosophy that life is about being happy. Now, my point of it is that all of your clients, when they come to you, the ultimate goal of whatever strategy you're using, whatever theory you're using, it is not designed to help them become happy. You are failing your client. Because what Epicurus said, that ultimately all of us are born with the desire to be happy. We're born with the desire to seek pleasure and to move away from what? Pain. Now, the problem is this. I want to ask you all to here to raise your hands on this, but you don't have to raise your hand. I can look at your faces. How many of you are happy? Don't raise your hand, don't raise your hand. I look at your face. I look at your face and tell you're not happy. You're stressed out. You're frustrated. You worry about the traffic before you can get out of here. The fact of the matter is that how can you facilitate happiness in someone when you don't have happiness yourself? So today is time for you to wake up and grow up and be truly mental health professionals, dedicated to the proposition. But the ultimate end of healthy people is to have a happy, whole, and healthy life. Now, how do we do this? What are we looking for? Well, first of all, we all need security. We need to feel safe. And some of us don't feel safe. We don't feel safe in our jobs. We don't feel safe in our homes. We're in a debate in society today about guns. Somewhere in the Constitution it said that you have a right to carry an AK-47 or a bazooka or whatever you can drop, whatever you can shoot. I hadn't seen it in the Constitution, but however, I'm saying because of the mental health of our society, there are people who are pessimistic, who say, I need my gun. I saw saying the other day, said, the reason why I carry a gun is because I can't pick up a police. What did I say? I can't carry the police around with me, so I carry a gun. That is a pessimist. As mental health professionals, this is not a political statement. This is a statement of mental health. Because when we talk about mental health, we talk about peace of mind. Peace of mind. You talk about mutual beneficial relationships. You talk about kindness and honesty. You talk about benevolence. This is what a healthy person looks like. Are you healthy enough to deliver the types of experiences and association so that you can be mutually beneficial to that person that comes to you with all type of grief and sadness and traumas, to try to help them find some joy and some pleasure and happiness in life? Are you prepared? We all must become truth seekers. And that's my point about the Dracula syndrome. Dracula runs away from truth. Dracula wants to go into the darkness of ignorance. He don't want the light of truth. Are we the same way? Now, Epicurus says that the ultimate truth, there's an objective truth and there's a subjective truth. The subjective truth is based upon me, my mind. I got mine, you get yours. The other objective truth is that the sun shines on all of us, that the air belongs to all of us, that the earth belongs to all of us, that the water here to serve all of us. That's the objective truth. And Epicurus says that in nature, with nature, we find our foundation for health. He says that our instincts, emotionally, is to seek pleasure, to seek happiness, to seek peace. He said pleasure is the beginning and the ending of a happy life. In other words, when you come into life, as a parent, you should teach your child how to do what? Be happy. Learning should be what? A happy experience. If you're a teacher, and unfortunately, our teachers have tremendous mental health problems based upon when we talk about mental health. Because children are not very happy. And the teachers are not happy either because the system that has been designed by unhappy people. So therefore, the unhappiness from the top flows all the way down to the bottom. And therefore, guess who gets it? The little children, the babies. And so those little children, as soon as they can, I graduated from Carver High School in Columbus, Georgia. I went to Carver Elementary in the first grade and walked out 12 years later to Carver High School. I could not imagine. We cried when there was a day we couldn't go to school. You hear what I said? We cried when we couldn't go to school. We wanted to go to school every day. We didn't want to leave school. So I'm not talking about something that is a pie in the sky. I'm talking about something that I experienced. And there lies my own journey. that knowledge is a key. Education is a key. But unfortunately, we live in a world today where people are more concerned with training people than educating people. We look for opportunity to put a child on drugs very early on, because guess what? Something wrong with that child because they can't sit in that seat. Now, what child do you think wants to sit in a seat all day? You don't want to sit in a seat all day. Then we want to put them on medicine so they can be in a stupor to sit there all day. But that's because we can get through our lesson. Because there's nothing wrong with me, there's nothing wrong with the child because they won't sit there and be quiet. No, it is something wrong with what we are teaching them. Because we have been taught wrong. Because we're not teaching the children how to learn, how to embrace, how to defend, how to nurture nature. In Native American folklore, you know what they say about their mother? They say that their mother is where they come from, and their mother is where they're going to go back to when they die. The mother is what? The earth. Mother Earth. So now, how do we treat our mothers? How do we treat our mothers? We blowing bombs up under the mother, and the blood of our mothers the water, and we putting poison in the water for consumer pleasures. What I'm saying to you, what I'm challenging you today, we didn't get like this overnight. The mental health profession is not a job. It's a call. It's a mission. If you're in here because of the money, if you're in here because you couldn't do nothing else, you are in the wrong place. Unless you change your perceptions. When we talk about the mind, the body, and the soul, we do not indiscriminately make choices. Unfortunately, today, we're making choices based upon what people say other than what the laws of the universe say, what the laws of nature say. The man's judgment is based on what we call logic. Anyone ever heard of Darwin? Let's talk about Darwin's theory for a moment. Darwin was crazy as in the children of Eve. Darwin was crazy as hell. But let us understand what I'm saying. Somebody tell me what was Darwin's basic thought? What was he suggesting? Survival of the fittest, right? Right? Okay, so now what that meant in the logical mind is that means that if I can kill you, I'm the fittest. No. Because now Darwin has said and suggested to mankind that they can be the arbiters of who is less fit. You don't hear what I'm saying. You don't hear what I'm saying. But what I'm saying to you is that the thing that we're doing, the school system is built upon the survival of the fittest. It's not built upon the value of the human being and their contribution to a healthy, well society. What is culture? Now think about this. I was listening to one philosopher say, well, basically, man as we know them today, darn themselves 200,000 years ago. Okay? Now, think about it. There has been a culture in this world, on this earth, that have allowed human beings to survive for 200,000 years. But guess what? How long has America been here?
250.
We'll give them 300. And we're about to kill each other. We're about to blow up the earth. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's something wrong with the culture. Well, we have people, as opposed to coming together, we have people being divided. We as mental health professionals, we are taking sides. We are taking sides. How do you take sides? What is the side you take against life? There are people who say, well, you know, we are pro-life. But the very people who say they're pro-life are also for the death penalty. Where they do that at? I mean, that's cognitive dissonance. Makes no sense. There are people who say that the reason why we have divorce and domestic violence and guess what I get all the time? He said she's the problem. She said what? He's the problem. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? The problem is the society. When you call yourself getting a contract marriage, you're already doomed for failure. I go to the prison every week, and 8 out of 10 guys that come out of prison go back. Those are the odds. That's the statistic. Going into a marriage, 7 out of 10 is scheduled to fail. So therefore, it's not him, it's not you. Neither one of you have been prepared to have a human relationship that we call based upon family. You have a human relationship that you're trying to build a relative relationship, not a family relationship. What do I mean by a relative relationship? A relative relationship is one that you have two people who are relating to each other. Last time I remember, familiar is spelled what? F-A-M-I-L what? I-A-R, right? Family is spelled what? F-A-M-I-L-Y. So both of those words have what? Family, right? Now what does that mean? That means that to be your brother and your sister can be your relative, but it's not necessarily your family. Family is a qualitative experience. Well, what I'm saying to you is that as mental health professionals, we need to learn how to be family and teach family. Because that's how people have to survive. In the conventional sense, we all today have heard that there are pre-conventional values, there are conventional values, and there are post-conventional values. Pre-conventional values are before you learn to develop a conscience. The conventional values are after you develop a conscience and you maintain status quo. And the post-conventional value says what? It says that we are the ones who must change. All mental health professionals, if you're going to be true to yourself and true to this life that we call, then you must be aspiring to be post-conventional in your behavior, in your actions, in your profession. Because obviously we're talking about the necessity for change. Education, therapy, children provide non-conventional ways of securing a future. There's someone that says that everything that we do starts with thought. You might have heard that? Start with thought. What comes after thought? Words. What comes after words? Actions. What comes after actions? Behavior. What comes after behavior? Character. What comes after character? Destiny. So your whole destiny starts with what? A thought. There are not the two thoughts. There's the thought of good and the thought of evil. Now 1 plus 1, if we're reasonable people, either our society is getting better or it's getting worse. If it's getting worse, what kind of thought have we embraced? Don't be afraid. What is it? What is a good thought will produce a destructive end? No. What we're saying is that we must go back and look at all our institutions, but you as the mental health professional, you are the conscience of the society. You are the conscience of the society. You are the barometer keeper of whether or not we have a healthy society. So therefore, the politicians should not dictate to you what health is. You have to dictate to the politicians what health is. But we have to get our health right first. Change. How can we change? Well, the key thing to change is this: embracing ethics, embracing virtues, embracing good character, embracing a strong will to stand up for what is right and true, to stand up for determination, to stand for strong discipline, to stand for something that we call the law of history. Has anyone ever heard that term before? The law of history. Well, what the law of history says is this: the first thing that you do when someone comes into your office for services, what do? Don't you ask them for their history? You ask them for their history. So why is that important? It's important because, to a great extent, that dictates something about what? The present. So what we're saying is the law of history is this: if we have been unhappy in the past, the greatest asset for a person in this profession really is for a person who had problems and they converted those problems into what? Success. Because now you know the journey that the people that you serve will have to have. That is what? They will have to learn how to convert what? Those pains, those traumas, from what? From pain into pleasure. That is the ultimate objective. That is when you truly empathize with those persons. So as I begin to unravel my presentation, I want you to, all of you can, to repeat after me on these three statements. Repeat after me and say, to let go is not to care, is not to care for, but to care about. To let go is not to fix, but to be supported. To let go is not to judge, but to allow another to be human being. To let go is not to deny, but to accept. To let go is not to regret the past, but to grow and live for the future. To let go is to fear less, and to love more. Smile like you've never cried, fight like you've never lost, love like you've never been hurt, and live like you'll die tomorrow. Don't cry over the past, it's gone. Don't stress about the future, it hasn't arrived. Live in the present and make it beautiful. Avoid thinking of the few things you don't get from God after praying. Instead, think of all those things, those countless beautiful things that God gave you that you didn't ask for. Those who say it cannot be done shouldn't interrupt those who are doing it. If no one told you today that they love you, you are hanging around with the wrong people. Exercise that we all must stop. Beating around the bush, making mountains out of molehills, jumping to conclusions, flying off the handle, climbing the walls, beating your head against the wall, throwing your weight around, running in circles, spinning your wheel, and dragging your heel. We all must stop this. So in conclusion, a philosophy of nature is a philosophy of pleasure and a philosophy of happiness. May the sun bring you new energy today. May the moon bring you and restore you by night. May the rain wash away your worries. May the breeze blow new strength into your being. May you walk gently through the world and know its beauty all the days of your life, because you are the solution to the problems of the world. You are the bearer and the carrier of love. Have a blessed day.